My name is Mark Salas. I was born in Hammond, Louisiana, but I was raised here in the city of El Paso. On my vocation, I've always had a call to the priesthood ever since I was little. I used to play priest. Actually, I'd go visit my grandmother in the summers. We'd have 3 months off. And that's where I really pretended to play ministry because my cousins were there, all my cousins. And I'd baptize the pets that we'd have. If we'd find animals that were dead, we'd bury them. We'd give them a good Christian burial, and I always played priest. And for Mass, the galletas Marias, there are these round, thin cookies. I'd use those as host, and then grape juice and wine. And all my grandmother's sheets were stained with grape juice, but she really enjoyed it, and I did too. It's very nostalgic for me to think of that. But as the years go by, my call or my wanting to be a priest has grown, and not only that, but matured in the sense of that there's more than just the sacraments. There's more than just when you see a priest on Sunday. And for me, it's wonderful because it's not just limited to the sacraments. You talk with the people. You follow up on confessions if the people need counseling, marriage counseling, teaching, and there's many other different vocations within a vocation. I mean, if I learn to be a businessman, I can help run parishes that need some help. If I'm an artist, I can draw different portraits and so forth. I mean, all these possibilities, and it's overwhelming at times, and I think, you know what, there's no way I can do this. But then I say, well, there is, because God helps you. He pushes me along, and He has. I've entered St. Charles Seminary here in the Diocese of El Paso, and I finished my first year recently, and it was a growing experience. I thought I knew it all, and that I was ready to conquer the world once I got out of high school, and I got crushed and humbled, but then I matured, I grew, I found my weaknesses, I worked on my strengths, I reinforced my strengths. I discovered many talents that I didn't know I had. I discovered many weaknesses I didn't know I had. And my vocation just matured more than maybe my whole life has. And though it's humbling at points and other times it's hard and it's pushing, I see that it's something I wanted to do, and now that I'm doing what I've always wanted to do, I just love it. It's wonderful. It's fulfilling my dreams in a sense. And I've met many people and how they see my vocation. They're like, oh, I could never be a priest, la 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 la. Well, in my point of view, sometimes I say, well, maybe I could never be married, dedicate my whole life to this one person. And then my spiritual director helped me realize that marriage and the priesthood are very much alike in the sense of that we dedicate our lives to our spouse, the church, the people that we take care of, the ministries that we start and nourish and supplement and push on. And it's a different kind of family. It's a different kind of love. And it has other appreciations that to my growth, to my understanding, really appeal to me. As if I were to be married, maybe it's different loves of having a child come up to me and say, Daddy, will you help me with my shoelaces? I always think that's so cute when I see children out in the park and I say, hey, I want one of those. But I really don't think I would be responsible enough to take care of them from 1 year from being birth all the way to 20, and who knows, maybe the rest of their life, if not my own. It's just wonderful. This year, actually, I worked at Our Lady of the Valley, and they have a parochial school. And I'd go give vocation talks, or I'd help them out at their 8th grade retreat. And it was wonderful, because then when I'd go back after a month later, or when I'd resubstitute the class, oh, it's Mark, it's so wonderful to see him. It's humbling, and it's emotional, it's wonderful. And to think this is just a sample of what, as a priest, I'm going to be doing. It's even more humbling and more exciting to want to go in there, and it pushes you on. But I think everybody should join this. Every male should join the seminary, and every woman should try out a religious community, because in a sense, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So just like somebody who's entering the seminary should have dated and had fun, and you know, had a girlfriend or 20 or whatever the number would be, realize that wasn't their lifestyle. Maybe this is, or realize that the seminary isn't their lifestyle, and they can put that behind them. They can put that doubt there. I've met some priests that when they're like, Mark, why you should date while you're in high school, or now that before you enter the seminary, because I never had that chance, and now that I'm 40, I never knew. What if I would have met Miss Right and married her and had 50 kids or 2 kids, you know? So I think everybody should join the seminary. Everybody should try out the novitiate or this lifestyle, and everybody should date. It's beautiful, it's wonderful, and there are going to be hardships. That's in every lifestyle. That's in every every career, every way of life, because it's part of our reality. So when I was called, it's like St. Francis would say, a daily conversion, you know. Every day my vocation either, you know, gets stronger, and I'm ready to be ordained right now. And some days, you know what, I'm out of here, I'm leaving. I remember my first week that I joined the seminary, I hated everybody in there. And I was going to walk home. Father John gave me a ride, and he talked to me. Father John's my rector. But I was willing to quit, say, you know what, I was wrong all this time. No, I can't be with these horrible monsters. And actually, they're the best friends I've ever had. I've never fought so much. I've never argued so much with somebody. And I've never been so happy to be with somebody or miss somebody when we're out on vacation and not with each other. So it's a growing experience. It's a wonderful life, a wonderful challenge. And that's what keeps me motivated to conquer this challenge, and it's never over. So join the seminary, you know, give it a try. You know, I did, well, I've always wanted to, but I did, and it's paid off. I've never grown so much. Thank you.